Chicken Joe. Joseph. It's long for Joe.
Hey, look.
Sweet, man.
Yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be attempting to predict the AVPL Super Series table, and this by far is going to be my toughest challenge yet. If you do go on to enjoy the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So the way this video will work, I'll be going from the bottom ranked team at 20th to the top team at 1st, and I'll be telling you my reasoning to why I chose them in that position. Please note, this is just my personal opinion, so by no means is it right or wrong. If you disagree with any of it, please feel free to put your predictions in the comments below. Starting off in 20th, I've got Aston Villa. By looking at their roster, I just don't see anything special. No offense, honestly, you've done such a great job to get this team to, where you guys are at the moment, but I just don't see anything special from Aston Villa, so yeah, I've put them in 20th. Next up, in 19th, I've decided to go for Brentford. Once again, on paper, Brentford aren't actually that good of a side, but with their current form and their main man up top, Lebrit, scoring some goals, they could surprise a few teams this season, but still, I see them finishing 19th. Next up, in 18th, I've gone for Newcastle. On paper, Newcastle's team is actually decent, specifically their attack, but personally I think their defense will let them down, as they've already conceded 12 goals in 6 games. If their attack can gel and their defense can get it together, I can see them finishing higher. Next up, in 17th, I've gone for Leeds. On paper, Leeds don't have the best team, most notably as they're going without the purchase of a single S-tier player. They'll need a young prospect to lift or push them to success, otherwise I see them finishing low. Next up, in 16th, I've gone for Norwich. Once again, Norwich and Leeds are in the exact same boat here. Without the purchase of a single S-tier player, I don't see Norwich finishing too high. But if one of the young guns can step up and really lift this team, I can see them pushing for a top half finish. Next up, in 15th, I've gone for Wolves. With a half decent team, I could see Wolves finishing 15th or even higher. If they can get their attack to gel together and their defense to stay solid, I could see even a top half push for Wolves. Next up, in a surprising position of 14th, I've gone for Manchester United. With a decent team on paper, I do see United finishing higher, but with their recent form, I just can't put them any higher than 14th. Being 0 wins from 6 in their first 6 games, they're going to need to pick up some form or their season could be over before they know it. Next up, in a very good position of 13th, I've gone for Watford. With an okay team on paper, 13th is a great position for Watford, and I think they should be striving for 13th or even higher, and for them, that'll be a very successful season. Next up, in 12th, I've gone for Southampton. With the recent news that's come to air about what's happening at the club, if they don't get it together soon, I could see them finishing lower, but if their main man Rashi sticks around, I can see them finishing 12th or even higher. Next up, in 11th, I've gone for Brighton. With the recent news coming to air, the main man / manager Soldier has decided to leave the club due to a falling out between 2 players. He decided to leave the club with his friend in real life, Dynamite, as he was a culprit. If Ladebrough and Brumo could spark some life into this Brighton team and pick up a few solid signings, I can see Brighton finishing 11th, but if not, I can see them tumbling straight down that table. Next up, as we push into the top half of the table, I've got Everton finishing 10th. Personally, I think Everton will be a few teams' bogey team, and I think they could actually surprise a few people and maybe sneak into the top 8 if they're lucky. But yeah, 10th for Everton is a very good finish. And for one of the hardest choices I've had to make on this table, the team that is missing out on the finals, I've decided to choose West Ham, who are finishing 9th. West Ham on paper are an incredible team, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do make the 8. They're going to be fighting for that 9th, 8th and 7th position, but just for this prediction, I've put them 9th, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do make the top 8. Just sneaking into the finals ahead of West Ham, I've decided to choose Burnley, who will be finishing 8th. With a great team on paper and a great manager being Poet, I do see them shining, and I think 8th is a perfect position for them. They'll be fighting for that 9th, 8th and 7th with West Ham also, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they just miss out or just make it in. And one of the spots that could spark some controversy, I've gone for Manchester City finishing in 7th. With the great manager being Mike J, I can see them finishing high honestly if he can keep them in line and string a few good wins here together. I could see them honestly pushing for top 4, but otherwise I'll see them finishing in the lower half of the 8. Next up, as we push into a European spot, in 6th place, I've decided to go for Spurs. With a great team on paper and the new signing of young gun Balesbro in the back, I can honestly see them pushing higher, but I think 6 is a respectable position for Spurs. Pushing into the top 5, in 5th place, I've decided to go for Chelsea. With main man Mark 11 up top and Rick being the manager, I can see Chelsea pushing into a top 4 spot. I know I've said this a lot about all the other teams, but honestly this is the hardest table to predict, and I think 5th is a respectable spot for Chelsea, but honestly wouldn't be surprised if I see them pushing into the top 4. Coming in at 4th place, I've decided to go for Crystal Palace. Palace have a very good team on paper, and I think 4th spot is very respectable for them, and I think that's where they will finish. I don't see them finishing any higher than 4th. I see them finishing around the 6th, 5th and 4th spot, but if they can get 4th, that's a very successful season for them. Next up in 3rd place, I've decided to go for Leicester City. I can see Leicester finishing 4th or 3rd, but I've decided to go for 3rd here as I think they have enough quality in their attack and defense to hold clean sheets and also score a lot of goals. I think 3rd is an incredible position. I think they'd be very happy to finish there. Next up in a surprising 2nd place, I've decided to go for Arsenal. Once again, with a solid team on paper, I think their main man Jordi Brio will be the spark for this team. With the signing of young gun goalkeeper Shazza Ken, I think in both defense and attack they are going to be extremely solid. They're going to be scoring a lot of goals and keeping a lot of clean sheets. I expect big things from Arsenal. And lastly, in the top spot, in 1st place, I've decided to go for Liverpool. This team on paper is crazy, bar me, obviously, because I'm absolutely dog shit. But yeah, with their trio in attack of Tons, Ozila and Naylor, I just don't see any defense stopping them. And there you have it, that's my AVPL Super Series League prediction. Quick shout out to Andrew Scomo who created the thumbnail and all the images for this video. Much love, man. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, please drop a like, comment down below your predictions and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night, guys.